Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Vlog Trigger. This Vlog Trigger is going to be a little bit different from the others. Yeah, there's no intro today. It's just me with music and talking to you guys. Yeah, like I said, this is going to be a little bit more on the serious side with Vlog Trigger. So far, yesterday on December 11th, Capcom released update, a 12 gig update, so very big update. What puts an in-game advertisement in Street Fighter V. Most of you already know the memes. You already seen pictures of Ryu covered in stickers and the loading screen showing off cosmetic DLC where what should we buy and so on and so forth, and also the loading screen before the characters fight. They show off the advertisements of Capcom Cup World Tour. I'm actually very bothered by this. So far, there was actually one thing. I'll tell you this. When I was growing up and when I was old enough to, get my own cash as a kid, when I actually got myself my first job. My first job was I worked at a woodworking workshop. I cleaned up sawdust. I repaired machines. I was cooking. I did all those stuff. I even made tables and shelves, believe it or not. So when I first getting my first paycheck, when I was getting paychecks and stuff like that, I was said to myself, "Oh, cool! I could buy my own games now. I could save up and get my own consoles and stuff like that." I remember my mom telling me one thing. She realized that I was really dedicated to. She realized that, like, even my mom knew I was a big fan of Street Fighter and Capcom. She once told me this. My mom told me, it's like, you have to be careful. And I'm like, what? It's like so far, you have to be careful. You have to look into what you buy more and more, because companies are only in for their own cash. Companies aren't your friends. Because she saw I was a fan. She knew that I was a fan of Capcom. She knew that I was a Mega Man fan, and she knew I was a Street Fighter fan. So she was like, make sure when you're buying, make sure to look into the product you're buying, regardless if it is, even if you have brand loyalty, you don't know what you're gonna get. So she told me. So essentially, from that, ever since my mom told me something like that, I remember, like, companies aren't your friends. Companies will not be your friends. That's the main thing. Regardless, even if it's like a company what is pro-consumer, pro-player, all those things, keep in mind these guys are not your friends. They're out to make money, and that's how it works. Even though that if they are pro-consumer, pro-player, you always have to keep an eye out, because things change. CEOs change, producers change, game developers jump companies. So that kind of, because of that kind of teaching, I always was kind of skeptical, because there were times where I actually as a kid, bought some bad games, believe it or not. I bought some bad games, and I'm like, I'll remember this. And I always kept a mindset that always wait before buying. So Street Fighter V came around, and I was immensely disappointed. And I refunded it, waited for a bit, and then re-got it again. It took me a long while to start playing Street Fighter V. I started playing Street Fighter V very, very oddly, very casually. I never played it very seriously. The only time I started playing very seriously was at the end of Season 2 and the announcement of Arcade Edition. You guys already know this. So, Arcade Edition, in my opinion, really helped out Street Fighter V, and I was so happy. I liked the secondary V-triggers, I liked the new characters, the changes, the updates. I really, really enjoyed Arcade Edition. I would say Season 3 was actually the best year for Street Fighter. And when recently, when they added the update, when they fixed the lag input, I was ecstatic. Everyone was happy, and we're like, Street Fighter, Capcom's getting their crap together. This is pretty cool. I'm happy, And it's sad that it took 2 years to give us, full Street Fighter game. So when I heard about in-game DLC, so okay, we're gonna start over. So when I was reading the upcoming update, I was like, okay, Street Fighter is gonna be free from the 11th to the 18th, and I'm like, free to play, and I'm like, that's good. That's gonna attract more people. People are gonna play it. People might just jump in, and that's actually pretty cool because I've actually encountered a lot of people who said, my first fighting game, like recently this year, I heard that people say my first fighting game is actually Street Fighter V. One of the tournaments I went to, the champion who actually won, the guy who actually won one of the tournaments in Arcade Montreal, his first Street Fighter was Street Fighter V, and that was also his first fighting game. And he was a really good fight. He was actually pretty good. He actually beat a lot of people who was actually. He actually beat a lot of tournament goers there, so I was kind of like, wow, that's pretty cool. And more people were getting in Street Fighter V. I've actually been hearing people jumping in. It's like, Street Fighter V is my first, fighting game, and so on and so forth. And I'm just like, that's great. I'm happy to hear about this. So, more people are getting into it, and this, this free week of Street Fighter V, I thought it was just amazing. So, hearing the advertisement, for me, I was like, okay, how are they going to implement advertisement? And I said to myself, first of all, they're going to give us the option to turn it on and off, of course. So I was like, okay. And I actually thought the advertisement was going to be very tongue-in-cheek. I thought there was going to be a little chibi version of Dan Ibiki's sister running around with like little sign of like 50% off on Akuma skins and stuff like that, or something like that. I actually thought it was going to be something cute like that. No, they didn't go in that route. I actually thought they were going to go in a very very tongue-in-cheek, very Capcom route, very like colorful, like very anime style. I actually thought they were going to do that, but no, they went the complete opposite. They decided to be like, well, they decided to be very half-assed and lazy how to advertise it. Not only they were half-assed and lazy, they also decided to penalize players for not using ads. So let me explain. So every single advertisement you turn on gives you a certain point of fight money. If you have complete advertising on, complete sponsorship on, you get 8 points of fight money regardless if you win or lose. 8 points of fight money. Yeah. So 8 points of fight money doesn't really mean anything if you think about it. 8 points of fight money is pretty garbage, because we only get 50 points of fight money when we win a match. 8 points? Why are we going? 8 points is ridiculous. I think Capcom was trying to find a way to fix the fight money situation, seeing that they implemented a loot box kind of gambling system. Luckily there's no microtransactions. We can't buy fight money. So luckily for that, we can't buy fight money. But there's no other way to gain fight money, either by leveling up characters, doing challenges, or just waiting for the Golden Soldier to come out. So I'm guessing this is their way of trying to balance it out, what is a very poor way. So they're penalizing us for not turning on ads, and the advertisement is done so poorly, so half-assedly, that it's almost a joke. This is something you would see. This is definitely something you would see someone photoshopping. Like if you see the picture of Ryu and like Balrog, that picture of Ryu and Balrog with the freaking Capcom Pro Tour logo on them, it's disgusting. This is not well done. This is not like the Red Bull costumes, where the Red Bull costumes were pretty subtle, and they kind of meshed pretty well with the costumes. The stickers, they stick out. They look like stickers. They look like you could rip them out, and they don't look, the textures look terrible. Absolutely terrible, folks. Yeah, it's just bad. This is just the lowest form of, this is pretty low for a full-priced game. This is not a free-to-play game. This is a full-price game, folks. In-game advertisements in a full-price game. I'll just let that sink in for you. So yeah, we also heard that Devil May Cry will also have, well, you were able to buy orbs, so you could level up Dante and the gang. There's also hints and rumors of let's go again. Microtransactions in Resident Evil. Yep. I need this. Alright. Yeah, I needed that for a moment. Blah. So yeah. Microtransactions. Gaming is not doing so well. It seems like the spirit of gaming is dying. Essentially, we're seeing EA dropping the ball with their IPs. We see Bethesda lying to us and giving us half-assed game. Capcom doing the same thing. And the thing is that a lot of these companies are getting away with a lot of these schemy acts because no one is actually making a stand. To be honest, as gamers, as players, as consumers, guys, I have to tell you, don't turn on the ads. And if you turn on the ads, don't buy anything from the shop. Don't buy anything from the shop if you have the ads. We don't want to prove Capcom right. We don't want the ads in our full price game. I don't want the ads. You guys don't want the ads. I don't think there's any player out there, any sane consumer, any Street Fighter fan wants these advertisements. Because this is just all types of wrong, honestly, guys. Because, and it bothers me because I grew up with Capcom and it's just, it sucks. And that's the point. We have to tell the corporations, we have to tell the companies, we have to tell the producers of these games that we don't want this. So, like, honestly, guys, from me to you, don't buy into the ads, don't turn on the ads. Stay strong and show Capcom that you will refuse to buy into this cheap, terrible gimmick. Make memes about it. Talk to them directly. Don't like confront them about this. This is not something they should get away with. That's all I have to say. Just don't give in to that. Don't turn on the ads. You're not getting any benefit from it. 8 points of fight money. Whoop-de-bloody-de-doo. You could complete a freaking challenge. You get freaking 100 points of fight money. That's like what? That's like more than like 100 fights. This is ridiculous. Honestly, this honestly pisses me off. It took me a while to actually calm down from this. Like, I was joking around it in my stream yesterday, but you know, this pretty much sucks. So all I have to say, folks, is that don't buy into the ads, don't buy red orbs, don't fall into microtransactions. Not only in Capcom games, but in any game. If you realize that a game is ripping you off in a way, through loot boxes, through offline microtransactions or anything like that, do not give in. Do not give them a cent. Move on. Enjoy the game. Boycott anything what would benefit them. All right, because this is the thing. You're in control of your own wallet. These guys don't tell us what to do. And also tell the younger generation about this. Don't let the younger generation be suckered into this terrible gimmick, because trust me, this is definitely targeting the younger generation. This is trying to target a younger generation, trying to brainwash them, and forcing them to tell their parents to so they could give them extra points of fight money, or ask for their credit card so they could get some weak-ass microtransaction or half-ass DLC. Yeah. So yeah, guys, this has actually been a very I know this has been a very pretty much a bummer vlog. It's been a very bummer vlog, and it's a very unscripted vlog, Trigger. Usually I have like a little script in front of me, and I would wing some of the things I would have to say on the script, but this one I decided to speak full clearly about this. Until then, guys, just want to let you know I'll be streaming the finals for the Capcom Cup. I'll be watching it. I'll be streaming it on my Twitch channel, and I'll be giving my reactions. I'll be watching like the top 8 fight it out and stuff like that, and also be watching the reveal trailer of season 4. So I am pretty much looking forward for season 4, believe it or not. I know it sounds very hypocritical of me actually saying something like that and then saying about Capcom advertisement, but all I said is that I'm actually looking forward for season 4, but I'm also kind of concerned seeing that if they're going to be doing something like advertisements, I'm afraid what they're going to be giving us in season 4. So this kind of killed my hype. Until then, folks, thank you very much for watching. This is NR signing out, and always be aviated. See ya, folks.